Okay, so I'll kind of go step by step, and some of this will be off, right? Not to be too redundant here. So the first step then in the recruitment will be the mailing. You mail the brochure. The brochure lists the minimum criteria for participation, again estimated about 600 a week, and then there's the time frame. And so the task that you'll need to be doing is you need to get your mailing list, you need to assemble the mailings, you need to place your ads and your flyers, and then you need to keep track of your activities. The second step then in recruitment is that you get the self-screen inquiries back. So you're going to get, the women are going to return the postcard, send an email, or call your site. Again, this is a kind of a recap of that inverted triangle or pyramid. So you're going to get some of those back. And at that point, you need to collect the contact information from the telephone, website, or postcard. If there's any way to screen out obvious ineligibles, you could, but I don't know. There's not going to be a lot of information on there, so I don't think there's going to be a real obvious way to screen out the ineligibles. And then you're going to set up a system to track and move the participants through the screening phase. And the actual tracking system is not going to be built into our database, so that's something that you'll just need to set up and figure out how to get contact information. Kind of set up a little tracking base so you can get your contact information and follow them as they move through the process. And then again, you're going to need to track your activities through this process. So the support that we're going to be providing for you study-wide is we're going to provide the basic materials, the recruitment. We won't actually pay for the recruitment brochures, but we'll design it for you and have it ready to print. The flyers, and then we have the logo, and we'll be providing you with electronic versions of that in case you need to put it, in case you want to put it in an ad or use it on your letterhead or anything like that. And then we'll provide other materials as needed, and that's something we can discuss as we go along. If we discover that the recruitment materials we have aren't working, we'll develop other things as needed. And then in addition to that, we're going to have regular conference calls. And we'll probably start out a couple of times a month, and we're going to start talking about, soon, probably the next month or so, we'll start talking with recruitment staff and sharing ideas among sites, talking about what you should be doing to gear up. And that's something that I'll start out on those calls, and probably with Lynn, and then that might be something that evolves into, I haven't talked to Lynn about this, because it can evolve into something, because a lot of this stuff, you guys are probably going to then end up not just being recruitment staff, but end up being, and I don't even know if you guys necessarily will be doing the recruitment, but we'll start out with the recruitment staff, and then it'll kind of evolve into just clinic operations in general. So we're going to start those calls soon to help you. And then again, we'll be monitoring the study-wide progress. And I just want to pass around a clipboard really quickly to get, I don't know if the people here will be working on recruitment, so you don't have to put your name down if you don't want to participate. But this is just for the people who might want to start participating on those recruitment calls. If you want to just put your name and phone number down, and then we'll start, getting that going. And again, this should be the people who are, know that they're going to be working on recruitment to get started.
I'm on my way right there.
So then to evaluate progress, the first handout that's attached to the back of your slide packet is something that looks like this. And this is just, I just drafted this up. We're going to tinker with this a little bit more. This is a Excel spreadsheet basically that you can use each week to track some of your activities. And we're going to collect that then here. And we will collate that for all the sites, and we'll just be able to kind of monitor how sites are doing and help you out. And it's also meant to be helpful for you, so that you can kind of tell, okay, we sent out 1,000 brochures and we only got back 50 responses or whatever, and it will help you kind of adjust. So it's just a way for you to keep track. Again, this is a draft, and I will, we'll keep modifying this, and I'll give you suggestions on what we can put down here. But these are just some of the things that are going to be going on that you can use to track this. And we'll probably have you send these to Debbie or somebody each week or so. And again, we'll just kind of track and collate it for the whole study and see how it's going. And this is something that then we can use and share and compare across sites. It's not meant to be a comparison like this site's doing better than that site, but more to say, well, what's this site doing that they're getting such a good response or whatever, and, to kind of share ideas and strategies. So the next steps for you guys in terms of recruitment, as I mentioned, you're going to need to get your mailing list together, and you could do that right now and get that all ready. you need to figure out what your recruitment address, email address, phone number, all those things are, so we can start getting them on the brochure and some of the materials. So you may already know that, but I'll probably be sending out an email in the next week or two and asking, you know, you fill out a form with this specific information so that we can start getting it on the materials. If we're going to have a card, and again, could I get a kind of sense of the sites? Do you think most of you would use a reply postcard if we had it somehow covered up so that you could have the phone number? Can I get like a, I don't know, show of hands from people? I don't know, like, so Janet, do you think that you would use that at your site, the return postcard?
No, I know we're not allowed to, unless it's.
Well, it's covered, so you think that you
Actually, we
would use
have a, yeah, we'll probably do that. We, on our current brochure for another study, we have email, phone, and the return thing, but we are getting some of the return.
Well, so if you think you're going to use a card, again, you need to get your business reply mail set up. So if you don't think you're going to use it, you just want to rely on the phone number and email, then we'll need that information. Also, if you're going to put it in an envelope and you want to have a cover letter, you can get that going. Get a hold of your media public relations department, and then participate on the calls once we start. And then as you get going, you're going to provide all that information to us along the way. So from each site, again, sorry, this is a little redundant, but just this is the stuff that I'll be asking for. Your contact information, information that will go on the postcard and flyer, and then information also for the website. And you'll see when they pull up the website, there's a page for each site to kind of customize and put whatever you want to on there. And it might be a link to, we could even like link to a map that has driving directions to your site and things like that. So we'll be asking you for that to help us develop your basically customizable page, or you can customize it however you like.